What's up, Chopsters? Welcome to another installment. Now, yes, there's no skit for today's video because it's the month of May. I'm going broke, I need to pay for college, and I cannot afford actors like Chadley and Bradley anymore. That being said, this video is about on-campus versus off-campus housing. Which one should you choose? You're confused. This video will give you a lot of insight, so let's get straight into it. Let me tell you a little bit about myself. I lived in America for about 6 years of my college life and my job life out there. And 3 of those years were on campus and 3 of those years were off campus. So I've had a wide spectrum of experience that I can talk about. They're both very different scenarios and each of them will apply to you at different parts of your life. Whether you're currently in university and think you're moving off campus, or whether you're going to university and trying to decide whether you should live on campus or off campus and try to figure out what works best for you. So let's hop into the overall experience of on-campus housing. Now look, on-campus housing in my eyes is the best way to go meet new people, settle into a new place that you're coming to. For example, if you're an international student and you're moving to a new country, you're going on campus and there's going to be many other people like yourself, so it's a great way to meet people. Off campus, you have your own place, it's more private, so you don't have the same experience of being involved within a community that would be existent on campus. Most of the times in your freshman year, the dorms are going to be shared. You're going to either have roommates and you're going to have communal bathrooms. I had a huge communal bathroom that 30 guys shared. You're going to see all kinds of naked chicks and naked dicks all around you, so get ready for that because it's going to be out of your control. Some dorms which are on campus also are suite style, where you have your own bathroom and then you're in charge of cleaning that. On the other hand, the dorms are usually quite shitty compared to off-campus housing. They're old buildings, they have the same bed that's constantly reused every year. The furniture doesn't really change, but the convenience on campus is community. It's meeting new people. It's not having to pay rent. It's not having to worry about furniture. You don't have to deal with any of these things when you live on campus. You just show up with your stuff and you're ready to go. On campus might also get way too expensive compared to off campus if you have roommates because it's a fixed rate for everyone. That being said, a benefit of on-campus housing is just being there for a 9-month period. Most semesters are divided on a semesterly basis. So if you're, for example, staying for just the semester and you go back to your home country or your home city, then you don't have to pay on campus for that. They can take that cost and the burden. So you're kind of paying for only the period you are in university, whereas off campus, you have to pay for an entire year-long lease more or less, and that might be a longer commitment compared to on campus. You don't know what you're going to run into when you go on campus, but there's a surprise in that and there's a beauty in that as well. You're either going to find someone that's going to be your lifelong homie for the rest of your life, that's going to be your brother, going to probably be the best man at your wedding, or you're going to find some random chick that steals your food and your granola bars and you'll never freaking know about it and you're going to hate them for the rest of your life. That being said, if a roommate moves out, for example, you don't have to deal with that cost. It's all on the university. If the roommate drops out, fails their classes, runs away, the room is just free. It is the university's responsibility to bear the cost of the person leaving, and you have nothing to deal with in that sense. Now let's hop into off-campus housing and see, is off-campus housing worth it or not? For me, off-campus housing was phenomenal, just like on-campus housing was. When I was off campus, I got to design my own living room, I got to buy my own furniture, I got to figure out where life is going to take me and pay my own bills for the first time. But that added an additional layer of responsibility to me. I had to freaking sign a lease, I had to sign a contract, I had to bring roommates on board, I had to always pay rent every month, I had to deal with Wi-Fi, electricity, additional costs if some random shit breaks, worry about furniture when I leave, worry about furniture when I'm moving in. All these things are a huge stress when you live off campus. You can make it the most fancy architectural digest interior design place if you want, or you can make it the most trashy frat dorm of your life if you want. It's your choice, it's in your hands, but the responsibility is yours. So there are downsides to that apart from what I mentioned earlier. The downside is that if you have roommates, for example, you're living with 4 people, one of them can just kind of run away when they're not on the lease, or they can run away when they don't want to pay rent, and you're responsible for that. That doesn't happen on campus. On campus, if someone just disappears, it's the university's responsibility. Off campus, if someone just disappears, the debt is on you. Now, one thing I didn't mention about on-campus housing is commuting, going to class. If you live on campus, obviously your class will be closer, but if you live off campus, most likely you're going to be a little farther away from the university, or you're going to be a few minutes away. At the same time, you're not on campus. You're going to have to plan a commute. You're going to have to wake up earlier. Your life is going to be a little different. You're not a part of the community. which is also a good thing because you get to connect to a different community. You can go to different areas such as your neighborhood, such as the bars nearby, such as meeting people in certain areas. And you will not be able to do that on campus because everyone's life is more or less the same. So if you want to get connected to a different community, off campus is a beautiful option. And you can even save money. That's why most people actually move off campus. They live with multiple people and the rent is a lot cheaper. But with that great value comes great responsibility. So make your choice accordingly. The last thing, as I mentioned earlier, when you probably sign off-campus deals, you have to sign for 1 year. So remember, if you're not staying for a summer term, if you're not staying for a winter term, you probably gonna have to pay that rent, and then you have to find a sublease and someone to cover all of that shit. It taught me a lot about being responsible, taking care of bills, and it took me to the next level of my life, and I wouldn't have been able to do that if I lived on campus. It's off campus for me all the way when I move forward, but perhaps if I was a freshman or I was in my first 2 years transferring to a new university and I was worried about the new city, then yes, I would consider on campus. So I hope this video was valuable for you. What team are you? Are you team on campus or are you team off campus? Let us know in the comments down below. It's a tough decision to make, but whatever decision you make, you're gonna have benefits in either one, and you're probably gonna have some drawbacks in either one of them as well. But you will grow and you will learn. So let us know in the comments down below, which team are you, on campus or off campus. Thanks for tuning in, and I'll see you in the next one. Peace! I gotta go win that girls club.